So if you want, you can just sit back and relax and keep enjoying. Linda!
Hi.
Hi, everyone say hi to Linda. Give her a round of applause. I hate to be right in front of you. I'm going to come on this side.
How's it going?
Thank you so much. Your film is amazing. The documentary, The Girls, Radical Monarchs, I feel like we all learned so much from this. Can you tell us quickly just your journey? How did you come to the Radical Monarchs and wanting to tell this story?
Yeah. So first of all, thank you for coming out in the snow. I appreciate that. When they got all that, I don't know why I'm having an echo. Sorry.
No worries.
When they got all that press, when they marched in the Black Lives Matter march in Oakland, that first one, I saw some of that press. There was a Guardian article online, and I just thought, I need to meet these women. I need to meet these girls. Who are they? And I just pursued them, and then they finally relented. And they said, "Okay, come to Oakland and meet us." And we talked about a couple of things. One is that I've worked with children before in the films that I've made, but also that I had a very frank conversation with them about there are some films that it's okay for an outsider to make, and then there are some films that aren't, and wanted to have a very open conversation about the fact that I'm white, obviously. And I said, what I can do with my years of experience in making films is that I have an opportunity to amplify their voices, and that this would be, hopefully this would help them in some way. And what they said is, yes, this is an act of white allyship. What Marilyn also said was, it's very, very often the work of women of color is invisible. And so, yes, you can document our work and make it public. So it was the beginning of a really lovely relationship.
Awesome. And fun fact you told me earlier, you were a member of a JCC, correct? At one point, or attended.
Yes, in Chicago. And my daughter went to the JCC camp here in LA. So love the JCC. We didn't have a theater though.
Yeah, she was very impressed by the theater when we did a test. I was like, you're missing out, but we're here. Can you talk more about that? Like the idea as a documentarian, especially with children, getting them to trust you, for them to be open like that in these intimate conversations about these serious topics. What was that like? And did you see any growth yourself? Because you filmed them over several years, correct?
Excuse me. Yes, we filmed for 3.5 years. And, it just, part of it is just knowing that it takes patience, that it is very few people, whether children or adults, are going to feel super comfortable with you right away. And just knowing that it's going to take time, and that with kids, especially, that it's just going to take time. And, I saw an amazing, young woman who, her name is Navia. She's in the film. You might not know her because she was super, super, super quiet, really shy. When I very first met her, she would not look me in the eye when we were doing an interview at all. And she was participated in the Monarchs, but she was very quiet. And then, this was going on year after year. And then right after the Sacramento, the Radical Advocacy Badge, I was doing just kind of like brief little on-the-fly follow each of the girls, what they got out of it. And she just looked me right in the eye and said, "I'm going to be governor of California."
Nice.
And then, so that was January, and she was in 8th grade at the time. She graduated middle school. When she started high school, she ran for class president and won. And then last summer, when we had a bunch of festivals all at the same time, I sent Anna, Yvette, and Lupita to Toronto, and I was somewhere. And then we needed someone to go to Seattle. So Navia and her mom went to Seattle, and she did all the Q&As herself.
Wow.
Yeah, it was remarkable. Yeah.
And so this film has played in several festivals. So we're so thankful that you also chose Cinematters in our first year. What's next for the film?
What's next for the film is we're actually going back to, well, it hasn't been announced yet. Okay, can't say that. We're playing in a bunch of festivals, and we have some distribution news that I cannot announce yet because it has not been, they haven't officially announced it. However, if you go to our website, if you Google the movie We Are the Radical Monarchs, you can go to our website and sign up for the newsletter, and you can find out how to tell all your friends about it to see it. And you can also go to radicalmonarchs.org and support them.
Awesome. And that was my last question. How can we support this effort? How can we get them to New York? How can we make sure that this keeps going?
Yes, excellent question. So a couple of things. Again, if you reach out to them on their website, so several things. They need, they just need monetary support, but they also need, as they mentioned in the movie, they need connections to foundations and other funders. So if you have them, they're super open to that, and that would be an amazing way to support them. And then you can also reach out to them because they have a new plan on how to scale to new communities. So they've just started these four. They've launched 4 troops in the Bay Area, 2 in Oakland, 1 in San Francisco, and 1 in Richmond. San Francisco just had their first badge ceremony, and so what they've figured out that they need a community support system, and so they now have that. So if you want to start a troop in New York, they've got that all set up. So reach out to them at radicalmonarchs.org.
Nice. We're going to have room for maybe 2 questions quickly. Anyone have a question for Linda? I don't know if you see Adam Zucker in the audience there. Wave, Adam. Say hi.
Hi, Adam.
Adam
that's
Zucker is
so
the director
nice.
of American Muslim that also was in our festival, and they're good friends.
Yes. Thanks for coming, Adam.
Anyone have any questions? Okay, I have a last question then. Is there anything else that you're working on right now that you're excited about that we should look out for?
Yes, absolutely. I'm just started shooting a project that is in the zero tolerance family separation space. So I'm following a very empowering group of women that from both sides of the border, actually, that are trying to change the policies and reunite families.
And if we want to get in touch with you, what's the best way to keep following your work? Because you talked about the Radical Monarchs, but what about you?
Our website, Ladylike Films. You can go there. You can also reach out to me through the film's website too. So that info that's me. So.
Awesome. Everyone, give Linda Goldstein Knowlton a round of applause. Thank you so much, Linda.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.